Welcome to When Life Gets Strange, tips for loving your perfectly imperfect military and everyday life. Let me introduce you to my wife and your host, Maria Strange. We have been married for over 20 years, over 17 years in the Army, and she is the mother to our 6 children, and we are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. As a certified life coach, Maria's goal is to help you thrive and love your perfectly imperfect military and everyday life. Are you ready?
Hey ladies, and welcome to When Life Gets Strange, episode 22, Suicide Awareness. As many of you know, September is Suicide Awareness Month. And so I just wanted to take some time today and share some of the things that I have learned about suicide awareness as a life coach and as a military spouse. Over the 18 years that I have been a spouse, I have taken a lot of classes on suicide prevention and awareness. It's a topic that is near and dear to my heart, I guess you could say, because too many people die of suicide, that they feel alone. They don't recognize that anyone's there for them. On average, one person is ending his or her life every 40 seconds to suicide. And that is just way too many for my liking. And so I'm hoping that during the month of September, as we're trying to bring awareness to suicide and to help people to learn the signs, that maybe the information I have can help one person. Because if each of us are more aware of what is going on, we put down our phones and we look around and we talk to the people around us in the grocery store, we talk to our friends, we talk to our spouse, we ask them how they're feeling, then we may just save a life. And that is something that we can all do. We all work together to fight the battle against suicide. In the scriptures, we learn that we are to mourn with those that mourn, to comfort those that stand in need of comfort. And that is something that I really try to take to heart to do. That is something that I'm hoping to do with this podcast, that as military spouses, maybe you're suffering with something and you're really struggling and you just don't know how to get through the day. Maybe my podcast can shed some light. It can help you with a situation that you're going through. And we all have ways that we do that, that we reach out and help others. So over the years, through my training, I've learned to recognize some of the signs. As I have worked with those who feel that way, we've come up with plan of actions. And so I wanted to share some of those signs with you. So one is people who they express hopelessness. They've lost their sense of purpose. Or you might see rage or anger. They might be seeking revenge, behaving recklessly, feeling trapped, increasing alcohol or drug abuse. They may withdraw from friends or family or society, feelings of anxiety or agitation. You might see drastic mood changes, sleeping issues. They might feel like a burden to others. And I've seen this a lot in our soldiers, in our veterans, that they experience this with some of the things they've seen with the war, losing friends. And so being aware of these and being willing to ask the hard questions. I have worked with those who feel suicidal. I've worked with their loved ones. I have had the opportunity to be a safe place for people who feel suicidal. One of the signs, or one of the things that I do with a lot of when I'm their safe place as part of their action plan, they know they can just come up, they can squeeze my hand. If I'm sitting, they can squeeze my leg, and nothing else has to be said, that I will just be there. If they want to talk, we can go somewhere and talk. And sometimes they just want to sit and know that they are not alone. And I'm so grateful that I get to be that person, that they know I'm a safe space for them. So as a coach, I teach that thoughts create our feelings. And I totally believe that, right? That we can control our feelings by changing our thoughts. However, when a person is feeling suicidal, that's not the time to try to teach them that concept. They are in so much pain and so much suffering that they can't even see a way out. What they are feeling is very real. And as a life coach, as a friend, my job isn't to try and change what they're thinking. It's to just sit with them, to be that first line of defense, to help in that situation. So, what are some ways that we can help? We can be present. We can be there. We can sit with them. We can reach out and listen with love. If you know someone who you think is struggling, reach out, ask them what you can do. Help with the concrete things. Maybe your friend, a fellow spouse, needs her kids watched so she can have a break. Maybe she needs to just know you're there. I remember one of our deployments and looking back, and I think I probably should have had antidepressants. I felt so down all the time. And like I was just trudging water. But I was really lucky in the fact that I had some friends who just came and helped out, who has said, "Oh, we have a babysitter and we're going out for a girls' night." And I don't think they really knew how heavy and how I just felt like I was treading water at that time. I didn't really even recognize it until looking back on it. Next thing, ask if they're thinking of hurting or killing themselves. I understand that this is a really hard question, but in all the training that I've taken on suicide prevention, it is one of the most important questions. It allows the person to be honest with you, and they may not, it allows you to know what to do. If somebody says yes, reach out, ask them who would they like to go to for help. Let them know that you're going to get help. And if they say no, it gives them an opportunity to say, no, but I'm really struggling with this. So be willing to ask the hard questions. I get it. It's really hard. I've had to ask that question too many times. And then after they've received help, then maybe you can come up with an action plan. And in that action plan, include friends and families. Remember that there are going to be times that these feelings come and go. There's going to be good days and bad days. Now, I have a child who in the past has dealt with these feelings. They haven't for a couple of years, but for a long time, I blamed myself. I thought that I wasn't doing something right as a mother, and it must be my fault that my child was feeling that way. And from that place of blame, I was not showing up the way I wanted. I was very much in a poor, pitiful me victim mentality. And from that place, I couldn't be their safety place. And with self-coaching, working with my own coach, but most importantly, the Savior, I learned to let go of that blame and to understand wholeheartedly, I cannot control how another person thinks and feels, no matter how much I might try to, no matter how much I want to. I'm not responsible for their choices, and neither are you. And that's really important to remember when we're working with people who are suicidal. We are not responsible for their choices. No matter what they choose to do, it has nothing to do with us and the help that we have or have not provided. Their thoughts and what they do is 100% their responsibility. And I just need you as military spouses to know that you are not responsible for the choices that another person makes. All we can do is be responsible for ourselves, how we choose to show up, how we choose to think. And as I was able to let go of that blame, I was able to become a safe place for my child. And I've been able to be a safe place for others. I've been able to help other mothers whose children may be struggling, helping them to come up with a safety plan, helping them to learn to let go of that blame. So if you or somebody you know is struggling, reach out. Go to the Savior, go to Christ. He understands your struggles more than anyone, but please don't struggle alone. There are so many resources out there to help you. My inbox is always open. I will listen. I will help you find the support you need for yourself or for someone you love. I see you. I hear you. I love you. I am praying for those who deal with suicidal thoughts. I am here to help. As always, have a great week and we will see you next time. Bye.